NDC. Service to Nigeria. Service to Nigeria. Service to the youth of Nigeria. Service to all the women of Nigeria. The crowd has followed you here. On behalf of the leaders of our party here assembled in no particular order, I would like to yield the floor, firstly, to His Excellency, Engineer, Senator, Governor, everything, so many things. So many things. The leader of Obi Kwankwaso to make some remarks, and when he finishes, I will turn to my right. I will turn to my right to Okute. I will turn to my right for him to make his concluding remarks, and then we call this a beautiful evening. On this note, over to you, sir. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, let me, on behalf of my humble self, my family, members of the Kwankwaso movement, and all our supporters across the country, thank His Excellency, the former governor of Bayelsa State, and of course, the leader of NDC. Your Excellency, we thank you for warmly receiving us in your house. Let me also thank you for your sincerity of purpose. I thank you for taking time to explain to us so many things about this party. And we also congratulate you for being a good man, a respected person in this country. We came here together with our team to consult His Excellency, the leader of this party, on our ideology, our blueprint, and all what we believe in, especially my humble self and His Excellency Peter Obi. And we realize we are all on the same page, believing in education, believing in empowerment of young men and women, believing in security, and of course, believing in a very peaceful, united Nigeria. So, as we are going, during the discussion we realized that the party, the NDC, is submitting its register, I think, on the 6th. Now, at this point, I would like to invite all Nigerians, including our brothers and sisters who are in diaspora, especially those who are interested in contesting elections in this party, to register as soon as possible. Service to the people. So, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, now that we realized
that we only have a couple of days within which we have to register. And we decided before coming out that all of us will register by the grace of God today. And once again, I want all of us who are here, and those of us who believe in us, and who believe in promoting the peace and the progress of this country, to register with NDC. Let me particularly thank the few pressmen and women that we met here. Thank you, and God bless you.
You are most welcome, and congratulations coming on board.
Your Excellency, and the leader of our party. Your Excellency, and my dear brother, Rabiu Kwankwaso, our chairman, and of course, let me stand on all you and existing protocols. You can see that what we did by, when I say let the woman speak, shows that this party will support affirmative action for women. Yes, sir. Because it's too long when 50% of our population are not participating in our production. Because the party will definitely move the country from consumption to production. Nigeria will be okay. We thank Kwankwaso sincerely, and I join him to thank the leader for a warm welcome. And I assure him that we are coming here to be peaceful part of the family that work hard to build a united, secure, prosperous Nigeria that will work for everybody. Kwankwaso has been, so is a leader at the forefront of education, at the forefront of providing primary health care, at the forefront of pulling people out of poverty. Because we want to build a country where a child of nobody can be somebody without knowing anybody. That is what we want to do. But we are using this occasion to plead to the government of today. You know that I contested the election in 2023 in a different party. Rabiu Kwankwaso contested the same election in a different party. But the government of today have ensured that they put up crisis upon crisis, which led to litigations and everything in our party that made us to abandon those parties and move to join another party, while thinking that our situation will abate. But what we saw is that they carried the same problem to where we went to, creating several unresolved litigations and everything. And today, we've left that place to NDC, where the leader have already told us no litigation. We are pleading with them, for sake of democracy, please, don't come here. We are pleading with you. We want to have peace. We want to build a party. We don't want, please, we don't want cases. We are pleading with the judiciary. Please end cases in parties so we can face the job of building a new Nigeria that is possible. So we can set the job of caring where our country is deteriorating today. Just yesterday, I saw a third world developing country, Bangladesh, order for the highest order of plane, 14 new planes at $3.7 billion. Our country has no national carrier. So we want to start building. Please, let there be no litigation. Party members, please don't go to court. We want to build a party. We are not lawyers. Those of us who are lawyers, we want you to be good practitioners. What we want is party. We will lock doors. We've been welcomed. Things will work well for this party. Women and children will be proud of this party. These party will form government that will rescue Nigeria. Will form government that will ensure that Nigerians can live in Nigeria without living in fear. Will show that a mother will no longer cry for a child that left money for school and will not return. That a mother will not cry for a child that went to work or went to farm and will not return. That our farmers will go back to farm. That will ensure that Nigerians will no longer, in their millions, go to bed not knowing where the next meal will come the next day. That's the one we want to fight. We don't want to spend our time in litigation and fighting ourselves. We want to spend our time in dealing with issues affecting the ordinary Nigeria. I thank you, all of you that are gathered here and wants to be part of this. You've been informed. The register is about to close. This ship is about to sail. Please do everything possible to join. Chairman, I think our chairman will now be able to say the closing remarks and the thank you. The chair. The chair. The chair.
Okay. It's getting clearer now. Yes, it's getting clearer now. Now I can see that 1 + 1 is becoming 2. This is Peter Obi and Kwankwaso entering the NDC National Secretariat in Abuja. So things are really, really going on. I am sure that na discussion that they go discuss so. And I hope that all those terms and conditions that must apply will be discussed and made very, very clear. But here's the thing, here's the thing. I hope you guys remember how to resign from a political party. The registration that we did for ADC was online. Can we also unregister from ADC online, or do we have to go and apply physically and send in our resignation physically? We need to clarify that. And then, very, very importantly, we need to get ready, which is the official site. I tried to check and look up NDC, and I'm seeing 2 different sites. In fact, 3, but 2 of them have the victory finger sign, and then another one had umbrella. So please, 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 before you register, you need to confirm which of the NDC you are registering for. And I'm talking to the OK movement members. You need to identify and ascertain which of the OK or which of the websites you are registering on to register for membership of NDC. But of course, that will be subject to the official announcement by Peter Obi and Rabiu Kwankwaso that they have officially joined NDC. We still need to, it's very, very important. That official announcement needs to come, because we don't want a situation whereby they enter into talks and they don't reach an agreement. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. You all remember the experience we've had with ADC. Many people still wonder till date that, okay, how did Peter Obi get into NDC? Sorry, ADC. How? Did they not have any sort of agreement? Was there nothing agreed? You know, you would expect that before you enter into such, you would have perfected everything. You know who will get what, you know. They go, don't share them. If you listen to the account of Wike of what happened between Atiku and Tambuwal in 2023, you discover that before that primaries of PDP that David Mark helped Atiku to rig so that he can get ticket, they had already shared it. You know, they promised Tambuwal that if he steps down for Atiku, then they will give him Senate president. Usually, these are the kinds of agreements that you reach in these kind of talks, you know. But somehow, those kind of agreements were not reached for the ADC. Somehow they just told Peter Obi to come, don't worry. But it became clear that all those gentleman agreements, the Atiku were not going to abide by it. I said it before. If Peter Obi did not leave ADC and somehow by some miracle, maybe if we prayed very, very well and God came down and touched the heart and minds of everybody in ADC, and they somehow gave the ticket to Peter Obi in the ADC, I can assure you, an Atiku would have left to go and look for tickets in another party. A Rotimi Amaechi would have left to go and look for tickets in another party. That is their stock in trade. So, all the talk about one ADC, now all scam. I said it then. It was scam. They were just saying it, hoping that they could trick Peter Obi into supporting them. In fact, giving them publicity, because it was Peter Obi that gave them publicity. Look at the publicity that NDC is getting now, just because Peter Obi and Kwankwaso are moving there. I hope tomorrow now they will not come and say, what did Peter Obi do for us? This is why the discussions, the negotiations that are going on right now, they have to be airtight. You have to discuss ticket, oh, Peter. You have to discuss ticket. No shame in this one now. There is no time. You have to discuss ticket. As you guys are in that meeting, may God continue to put it in your heart. Lay it on the table. All the cards must be on the table. You have to discuss ticket. Una go discuss them. Everybody, you go clear. As I join NDC, so una go give me ticket. Oh. All the people that are in the NWC of the NDC, are they all in agreement? And if everybody is in agreement, everybody has to sign. And when they sign, please check their signature to make sure that their signature is the same that they used to sign when they registered the party. We don't want the situation where we have another Nafiu Bala who will resign or who will sign an agreement and come back later to say he did not do it, he forged his signature and all that. We have to learn from our past mistakes. I trust you guys. Some people are trying to push a narrative, and it's all part of the gaslighting. That, oh, Peter Obi is giving giving amateur vibes. It's not strategy. Sincerely speaking, it doesn't give me amateur vibes. It is strategy. It is strategy. We all knew the caliber of people that were in that ADC. I was not comfortable with that ADC arrangement. I wasn't. It is out of the love for Peter Obi that I managed to go and register as a member of ADC. I struggled. Sincerely speaking, I won't lie. Because the caliber of people in that ADC, they are not people that were ready to play by the rules. They were not. The way and manner a David Mark was forced on the ADC, it was simply to replicate what he did for Atiku in 2023. David Mark was the chairman of the convention committee of PDP in 2023. He was the one that rigged the primaries for Atiku. Wike was already winning. Wike had everything under control until David Mark did his magic and twisted everything, and at the end bent the whole rules, broke all the convention rules, broke all the laws of natural justice just to get Atiku ticket. And he was ready to come and do. That's the whole only reason why Atiku wanted him in the ADC at all costs. There was no need to change a Ralph Wonsu. There was no need. If an Atiku was ready to play by the rules, all they would have just insisted was, let there be level playing field. Let the rules be clear so that the primaries will not be transactional. Let's agree that nobody will share dollar. And we will agree that the list of membership will be the true list that involves everybody. Because the way they were going, a David Mark would have done some wuru-wuru, and at the end of the day, they would tweak and manipulate the thing to give Atiku ticket. That's what they wanted to do. And that's why they didn't want any concrete arrangement. But all that is in the past now. We must now learn a lesson and use that lesson to negotiate better offers in this new arrangement with the NDC. We are on ground. We are waiting for the final goal so that we can register en masse. So that if they are not going to do consensus and they want primaries in that NDC, we will have the numbers to pull Peter Obi through the finish line. It is not amateur hour, it is not amateur vibes. No, it is not. If Peter Obi had joined the NDC in December 31, they won't carry all this trouble go NDC. If he has joined the DLA or any other political party, they would have carried all the drama that they brought to NDC. They would have carried it to that political party. But right now, it is too late for them. If Peter Obi declares for NDC tomorrow, Monday, between Monday and Friday, if everything goes right, it will be already too late for them to infiltrate because everything will be done by the book. Thank God we can all learn a lesson now from the Supreme Court judgment. It has established it. Everybody is now cleared. Nobody is in doubt anymore that internal affairs of a party is only internal affairs if the constitution of the party is followed, if the constitution of Nigeria is followed, if the Electoral Act is followed, and if no crime is involved. And that is why I am stressing it again. As they discuss, those of you who have the ears, please let it be. Keep reminding them that they have to follow the constitution of the NDC. I have downloaded it, I'm reading through it. And then we'll try to point out any possible loopholes so that to be forewarned can be to be forearmed. Affliction shall not arise a second time. This one, wherever they go, will do things so right that 1,000 APC or Tinubu moves will not be able to stop Peter Obi from being on the ballot. You know, Peter Obi has always been saying, I'll be on the ballot. I'll be on the ballot. They don't want me to be on the ballot, but I'll be on the ballot. He knew what he was doing. It's clear to me now that he knew what he was doing. If he had not left the ADC, now that one, I mean, I forget fight. But now that he has left, the path is clearer now. And it's for us to support, to make sure that he gets the ticket. And then we can now roll out the machinery to stop rigging. We will roll them out with full force. Somebody said, if there's such a arrangement, they'll be happy. The arrangement, they ground. The arrangement is on ground. It is PU Marshal and Vote Watch. The combination, many don't understand how that combination is going to work yet. And we don't want to reveal it yet until we are sure that Peter Obi has ticket. Because the whole essence of that free and fair election is to make sure that the right man wins. If Peter Obi gets ticket, I can assure you, Tinubu, 5-in-1 Tinubu, and when we say 5-in-1 Tinubu, we're talking about Tinubu being the candidate, Tinubu being the head of thugs, Tinubu being the head of judiciary, Tinubu being the head of INEC, Tinubu being the head of security agencies. A 5-in-1 Tinubu will still not be able to rig the 2027 election. I've said it, let nobody fool anybody. 2027 is not over yet. The narrative, the propaganda they are pushing that, Tinubu has rigged, they have written results, all those ones is to discourage Nigerians so they can get voter apathy. That's all is a lie. The machinery we have in place will stop rigging. Congratulations, Nigeria. And I wish Peter Obi and Kwankwaso best of luck. Okay movement, let's get ready to register.